think we can all agree on one thing. When we encounter them, bad buyers just suck. And I'm going to talk to you guys about my rash of bad buyers on the other side. So without any further ado, let's go. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is John from Flippin Ain't Easy. And as I mentioned to you in the intro, I just had a rash of bad buyers to start off the year. And I hope this isn't a sign for things to come, because in my opinion, based on the last week here, it seems like the buyers are getting kind of worse. And I'm going to talk to you about 3 different scenarios or situations that I dealt with just over the last few days from just crazy buyers, in my opinion. And I'm going to probably end up making another video because earlier today I had another buyer situation. So that's going to probably be a part 2 because I don't want to drag this video on to be just a long ordeal. Now, the first buyer I'm going to talk to you about, and real quick before I begin, I just want to put this out there. My only intention when I do a block party or give you guys a username to maybe block or consider blocking is so that you don't get burned by the same buyer who might want to pull this kind of whatever on you. And that's kind of the reason why I do this. So going forward, I am going to be a little bit more careful about giving out the buyer's eBay ID, because it's really more about if they have the ability to leave me negative feedback. I don't want to deal with that. And I don't want to deal with back and forth messages on eBay. You know, I'm trying to do work and I can't be messing around with these buyers that somehow feel offended that I brought their bad acts to light. And, you know, I will, in fact, in this video, one of the 3 buyers I will put out to you because they never bought anything from me. And I just want to put it out there that this is maybe someone you want to avoid. So with that said, let me start off with the first situation. I'll show you a screenshot here. And it's from a buyer who I have totally wiped out the name. As you can see, 1,410 feedback. And they bought this item. Now, if you can look at the actual photo of the item, this is one of those parts or repair only items. They're sold under the parts or repair only condition. And it's labeled as for parts or repair only. The listing is very clear. This person bought this item and literally, I'd say overnight, they decided that they were going to finally look at the listing, and they fired me this message stating that they wanted to cancel this order, didn't see the small print, that it doesn't work. And I couldn't believe it. I mean, what small print are you talking about? Because if you're not looking at the listing, the small print in the listing, what about the banner across the bottom of the photo? What boggles my mind is someone with 1,410 feedback would go on and just quickly buy my item, put no care into reading what they bought. Didn't look at the photo, and obviously didn't look at the item description to show that this is for parts or repair only. It's a non-functional unit. And so for me, it's like this. I could have shipped the item. I chose that I just wanted to take the quicker route to resolve this. And I simply gave him his money back. And of course, he gave me, send me this, oh, thank you so much kind of thing. You're a great seller. But even then, I was still irritated by the fact that, someone with so much feedback would be just so oblivious to the fact that I'm making it very clear you're not getting a working item. And this buyer, I'm not going to call out their username because technically, even though I canceled the listing, they can, within 60 days, go in and leave me a negative feedback. And that's just a fight that I don't like dealing with. Even though I'm pretty successful in navigating through those, I don't want to bother with that. I've got too much around here to do, and I'm not going to do it. So the next buyer, I will give you guys the user ID because they never bought anything from me. But I just thought this buyer was pretty ridiculous. As you can see on the screen here, I have a Keurig K-Cafe Special Edition Single Serve K-Cup coffee maker. It's like $100-something brand new. It's not brand new. This is a used unit, and I have it for like $70. I think I probably have brought it down to about $69.99 by now, plus the cost of shipping. And wouldn't you know it, I get an offer, and look at this size of an offer, $2. Now, I don't know how much feedback that this particular buyer has. I didn't go into all that, but as you can see, the name of the buyer is on your screen. And you know what? If this person's willing to offer a $2 deal in hopes that maybe I would click the wrong button, maybe in hopes that I would click accept instead of make a counteroffer or decline, which I'm sure has happened, which obligates you to sell the item for less than what you're into it for. You know what? I'm going to share this with you so you can make that decision whether or not you want to block such a buyer, because this kind of person, in my opinion, is going to cause problems. Let's just say they buy your item. Maybe you negotiate a price with this person to the point where they're agreeable to it. The fact that they would have such disrespect or disregard for you as a seller and your item, it just kind of is a red flag for me. And I'm not going to, of course, I hit decline and I went and blocked this buyer because I don't want to deal with them. And, you know, this is just another bad buyer as far as I'm concerned. You know, to offer someone peanuts for an item that's well above what you're offering is insulting. And while I don't take it personally, I want you guys to be aware of buyers like this. And the final buyer that I'm going to talk to you about in this video is one that to me takes the cake. I sold a fellow Stag EKG. It's a temperature controlled kettle, and it has a base on it that's digital, and it heats up the kettle. Well, when I received this kettle in liquidation, the kettle was just banged up and shot, and the lid was discolored. It's a white color, but the lid was like yellow. And the thing that kind of stuck out to me was the base unit was brand new. And so it told me that this was one of our famous customer swap outs. And for those of you who don't know what a swap out is, they buy an item from Amazon and they get it, and then they take their old nasty kettle or whatever that item is and open a return and send back their old nasty kettle, and they keep, you know, the new one, and maybe they didn't need a base, so they sent back the new base with that nasty kettle. So I threw out the nasty old discolored kettle, and there is a market for, you know, parting out your items like this. So I sold the base, and as you can see here, I sold the base at $49 and change plus shipping. And all I did was simply take the comps. So there's a black one that sold for about the same price. And so I listed this, and I put the box for references only. I wanted them to see the picture on the box that it is meant for that kettle, which is the whole purpose of having the box in the background. I took many photos only of the base, okay? And I put in the item condition description and the item description that the box is only for illustrative purposes only. This is only for the base, okay? They bought it and I shipped it out to them, and upon receipt, they open up a return case. And what they had to say was, "I'm really frustrated that I was shipped an incomplete setup with no kettle. The listing did not say this was a base only until after I purchased the item. The post has been changed. The original purchase showed the box with the kettle, and now the listing shows a picture with just the base and says base only. My husband and I both looked over the listing before purchasing the tea kettle. We have been scammed. We did not receive the kettle or the box as was pictured. We would like a full refund, please." For For anyone who's been on eBay for more than 5 minutes, you'll know that you can't change anything on a listing once someone buys it. In fact, once you make an offer on an item, before they even agree to that item price, guess what? You can't change anything either. So it just boggled my mind that I'm being accused of changing the actual listing when it's not possible. And so now they've opened a return. I have to pay for the return label, which I went in and did. I did respond after approving the return, telling them that what they're accusing me of is simply not possible. And they can certainly check with eBay, and eBay will tell them that as well. I did call eBay because I didn't want to have to deal with a negative. Of course, I wanted to jump out in front of it. And of course, I enjoy talking to eBay because I can multitask and talk to eBay while I'm working. And I simply said, look, you guys know that you can't change a listing once it's sold, and they agreed with me. I said, there's a chance this person's going to leave negative feedback. I just want to get out in front of it, because if they do, I expect you guys to protect me as a seller, because I didn't do anything wrong. I shipped them exactly what the listing called for. And they agree with me. No negative feedback yet, but to be honest with you, I wouldn't doubt it. I did, of course, communicate to the buyer to return the item, and in no way, shape, or form did we do anything wrong. And they also are not going to get their original shipping back. And I will, of course, beg and plead to eBay to get that $6 return label shipping credit for a false return. But of course, don't count on it. They have given me one $6 credit in the last year and a half. And so I don't expect eBay to help me out there. It's one of those things we're just going to write it off as the cost of doing business. And I'm not going to give you this buyer's ID either, because of the fact that they could leave negative feedback and maybe not even speak to this whole situation where they say I did a switcheroo. They may decide that they're going to say something, and then eBay, like for instance, say something like, they did a video and defamed me and all this nonsense, which I'm not going to do here. And eBay probably would tell me to go pound sand when it came to asking for a feedback removal, because in their opinion, buyers have the right to leave their experiences for the seller, and that's kind of their line. And thankfully, I got a recent negative feedback removed, and it was like kind of pulling teeth to get it done. Contacting someone at eBay, and then contacting eBay for Business, and then eBay for Business giving me some line about how, I don't offer free returns. So therefore, even though I refunded the buyer, I'm not going to get my negative feedback removed. And I asked them to show me where that policy is. And they came back with, well, we've removed the negative and, blah, blah, blah. I think they couldn't find the policy that states that specifically. And they just decided to get me out of their hair and remove the negative feedback. I don't know. And I tell you this, negative feedback doesn't mean as much as it used to, except if a buyer is considering buying from you. If you have negative feedbacks, it does weigh into their decision making. No one wants to take a risk on something that they're buying that could have a problem. And I totally understand that. I do that myself when I buy on eBay, which is few and far between, but I do look at the feedback because, I want to know that I'm dealing with someone that's going to communicate, that's someone that's going to deliver on their item. And I don't want my buyers to have that bad impression of me. So guys, what do you think? Comment down below. What experiences have you had that are similar to this? I do have, like I said, more I'm going to report to you in a future video. These are all interesting. Maybe you guys can learn from this experience. Certainly that other buyer that I did not blank out their user ID, you certainly can, or whatever you want to do with that, and block them if you wish. I have. I just don't want to do business with people like that. My take on this whole thing is most buyers are good, honest people. I'm thankful for our buyers. Without our buyers, you ain't selling anything. no matter how low you put that price. So I'm thankful for our buyers. It's unfortunate you have bad buyers like the ones that I showed you today that just make the selling experience a little bit more difficult and challenging. But, you know, it's just all part of doing business. So guys, please do me a favor. If you enjoy the content of this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I certainly would appreciate that. And hit that notification bell. So when I make another one of these or go live, you're notified. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when that you're going to be dealing with buyers like this. And it's just another example of how flipping ain't easy. And I want you guys to have a great rest of your week. Look for a video out very soon. And keep making those sales, guys, and have a great rest of your week.